they say you should never work with animals, but does that count if the animal is, well, dead, basically?
Oh. Yeah. Katie Hardwick is a full-time taxidermist and makes thousands of pounds selling dead mice. And she joins us now, along with some of her amazing creations, which are just blowing my mind, if I'm honest with you. I've never seen anything like this. Katie, welcome to the show.
Hiya.
So you started off, you was a dancer.
I was.
A pole dancer. You got into pole dancing and stuff like that. So how does a pole dancer go from dancing to a taxidermist?
Firstly, having 2 kids. That kind of stopped it a bit. Do you know what? I just wanted to have a go. I'd seen it and I thought, maybe I could try that. So I must have dropped some hints to my husband. 2017 Christmas, he buys me a little box, which is Taxidermy Your First Mouse Kit. So it's got everything in there that you need, except for the mouse. You get that yourself.
So you have to get your own mouse?
Yeah, get your own mouse, and I get them from the pet shop.
Yeah.
Not alive. They're already dead and frozen. They're sold as reptile food. So yeah, I had a go. Must say the first one looked like a furry sausage. Lost the tail, like ears hanging off. But kept having a go and kept on until nearly every surface in our house was covered with a mouse. And my husband said, you know what, we're going to have to do something here. Just try and sell one on eBay or something.
So you had so many, it got to the point where let's just sell them.
Yeah.
So, a frozen mouse comes to the house.
Yes.
This isn't a rhyme, but it's just working out that way, right? And then you get your kit out, and then you have to remove all the bits and bobs.
I do, yeah.
What's currently in these mice?
In these, so the heads I make out of clay, the eyes are little black beads, and then the body I shape out of, like, styrofoam. So depending on what pose the mouse is going to be in, styled that in a different shape. And then arms and legs are wire. So you can then, once you've sewn the skin back on, you can sort of shape it however you want.
And I suppose a lot of people might be thinking, oh, this must be so gruesome to do something like this. Is it as gruesome as you probably think it's going to be?
No, not at all. I do think that people picture me at home, like, with an apron covered in blood and, like, this big knife. But no, if you do it properly, which does take time, yeah, you take the skin off and everything's sort of enclosed. All the muscle, the insides, everything is just there, so you can just discard of that. And I actually just throw it out my back window and the crows come and eat it.
Oh.
So I have crows waiting out in my garden. If I'm too late starting work, they're waiting there going like, come on, where's my food?
Dead mice in the counter, crows scavenging in the garden. Your postman must be terrified when he goes around your house.
See, he loves it. He comes to pick them up to take them away.
But I suppose these little mice, they would literally be eaten by snakes in the pet shop.
They would.
And I suppose this is another way of them kind of living on, isn't it?
That's it. I mean, people have really 2 ways of looking at it. They either look at it as I like parading dead things around, or it's an animal that's already dead that I am now preserving to live forever.
Do you get any negative reaction towards this? Because I'm sure you probably do, don't you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, most of my stuff, most of my business comes from me posting on social media.
Yeah.
Because you don't wake up in the morning thinking, right, I want a taxidermy mouse. So, but alongside going on social media...
Sorry, is that one doing yoga?
He's doing yoga position.
Bit late, son.
Yeah, we've got cobra mice, we've got yoga. But, yeah, so online, I'd say 80% is positive. People love it. They say, I've bought one, it makes me smile. But then you get the other people that are like, you are an animal, you're horrible, what do you think you're doing? How would you feel if you died and you were dancing forever? And I think, well, actually, I probably quite like that.
But the thing is, you didn't kill any of these animals,
No.
did you? But do you do any other animals, or is it purely mice that you do?
Mainly I do mice just because they're easy to get hold of. And also, I like working with the tails and stuff. I have done other animals, but all of those animals that I've done, say squirrels or I've done a rabbit, they've all been roadkill.
Yeah.
So I found them, and I mean, I don't have time to be trawling the roads to get roadkill, so they come as and when.
Are those easier to do because they're bigger, I guess?
In a way, yeah. I'd say you're right there. I'm used to doing the mice.
Harder start. Bit flatter. Do you know, I would say, and this is an observation more than a criticism, but I'm sure a lot of people are thinking this, and I've seen taxidermy in antique shops, maybe an owl or a fox, and they're in their natural position, maybe a hunting position or something like that. Now, as far as I know, and maybe I'm a little innocent, I've never been to a pole dancing mouse club before, so people might say...
You are missing out.
Well, I need to get out more. But people, you know, and I can understand this argument, I kind of feel this way, that this isn't a natural position for a mouse. So is it respecting the dead animal? At least when it's in its natural grand position, be it a falcon or a fox, it is respecting what it was great at and its beauty, whereas this isn't maybe taking the mick out of them a wee bit.
It's kind of... Some people see it that way, and that's what a lot of people say online. I like to see it that every day I make these, I smile. And I have so many people that say, I bought it for my daughter and it was her favourite present ever. So I just see it more as it's art, and I personally think they look beautiful. And, I understand what you're saying.
Art is there to maybe cause controversy,
provoke
make people think, yeah, that's what it's there for.
Yeah.
Who's buying them?
Mainly America, I'd say. 80% of my sales go over to America.
Right.
But you know what, young, old? I've had someone say, I'm 60 years old, I've bought this for myself for my birthday, never been into taxidermy before, came across you online, and I just think it's fabulous. And that lady has actually bought 9 from me now.
Really? I mean, Katie, this is like a business. This is your livelihood. You're making £100,000 a year. It's unbelievable. You're looking after your family. What do your kids make of this?
Well, I don't think that they know any different, to be honest. So my daughter Vera, she's 5. When I'm actually working, if she's at home, she will come up and she'll say, Mummy, can I look after the mice? So this is before I've done that, when they're waiting. And she'll cover them up with a blanket and she'll give them names. And she sort of, I have to explain that I'm just giving them a new skin. But when she went to school, she must have been talking to her teachers. And I picked her up one day and they said, can you just explain what it is you do? Because Vera just keeps saying, you do mice, and we can't work it out. So I told them, and then they said, well, yes, never would have guessed that anyway, so thanks for clearing it up.
Oh,
we're going to get quite a reaction to this, you know.
I know, yeah.
Some people are going to be really annoyed out there when they see. What would you say to them at the moment?
Do you know what? I just don't sort of correspond with them anymore.
Okay.
Good for you.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion. At first, I got a bit upset and it sort of flustered me, but people look at it, like I said, that it's a dead animal that I'm preserving to be appreciated, or people see it that I'm an animal that loves to parade around dead mice. So it's easier for me to just step back and let them have their opinion.
Katie, you do you.
That's it.
Yeah.
It makes me smile. It makes a lot of other people smile. So if you've got a problem, just don't look at it and definitely don't buy it.
Exactly. But you're doing well on TikTok, though. 100,000
I know.
followers.
So that was this little lady here, which I've called Jojo. So she was actually moving and twerking at the time.
She was really twerking it, weren't she?
I had my mother-in-law over from Dublin, and I was like, right, Jo, I need your help. You're going to have to do this. And because it took off so much, I was like, right, it's going to have to be called Jojo.
Oh, brilliant. Well,
last time I was on the show, I was telling you a story about that mouse that ran up my pants from the chicken feed. I wonder, is it a mouse?
Is that one of them? Do you recognise it?
You never know.
I think it's this one in deep shock. This one in deep shock down here. Still not open.
They are incredible to look at, honestly.
Thank you.
know something?
I'm glad they're not alive, if I'm honest with you.
I think they're beautiful alive. I think they're interesting the way they are now. You're an artist. Art is about your expression, and it will provoke different responses.
Indeed.
Isn't that the beauty of art?
Exactly. That's what life's about.
There you go. Good stuff.
Katie, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Guys. Thanks for all that.